It's being really warm in South Africa at the moment, and today we finally have a day where it's cloudy, and so I put on my jumper because I love jumpers, and now I'm dying of heat. Oh, I always make such bad decisions. Hi my loves, it's Savvie and welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since I last made a video, and let's be honest, I have missed you guys so much. And my battery is dying before I even film. Well, this was a great start. Right, okay, now I've sorted out my camera and all of that. Oh my god, it's really warm in this room now. I regret wearing this, but I love it so much. So recently I did a poll on Instagram asking you guys what you wanted me to film today, and most of you said that you wanted me to film a what not to say to deaf people video. But I will be doing the other suggested video as well, but that will only be posted on Tuesday. So of course in today's video I will tell you all the things that you should not say to deaf people. If you are new to my channel and if you do not know this yet, I am deaf with cochlear implants, and I thought this would be a very interesting video to make because I think that a lot of people don't realize that they're saying these things and they actually come across as quite rude. There's no judgment, of course. This is my personal opinion, and this is based on the experiences I've had with other people as a deaf person. If you are a deaf person and you have a different view, by all means, and let me know what you think down in the comments, whether you're deaf or not. Apologies if there's music in the background. My brother is currently playing on his guitar because he's obsessed. So let's get straight into this video, and let's start with the one thing that people should really not say to a deaf person. Oh, but you don't look deaf. I actually get this a lot. For some reason, if you are deaf or have a disability, you need to look a certain way to fill that slot. But I don't understand how we're supposed to look like in any case. Are we supposed to look like aliens or something? Every deaf person out there is perfectly normal. We all look like human beings. I mean, I suppose a lot of people say this because people are shocked, especially when they talk to me. I believe that people are shocked because I speak so well. And so people go like, really? No way! And they don't really think about what they're saying, but yeah, we kind of look like normal human beings. So I also get this wrong a lot. Can you hear me now? I promise you. If I didn't hear you the first time, it's not because you're speaking softly, it's because you're mumbling. I can't hear people when they mumble. For some reason, people think that when they increase the volume of their voice, when I can't hear them, it will help me hear them. No, it's because you're mumbling, and that's why I'm asking you to say it again. By the same token, I am deaf. I'm not going to hear you no matter how loud you raise your voice. So the third thing you should not say to a deaf person is, why aren't you listening to me? I got this a lot from teachers at school. For some reason, most of my teachers assumed that I wasn't listening to them. And it's not that I don't listen. I'm actually the only person in the whole class that actually listens, because I have to concentrate so hard to listen. But even if I concentrate, I won't particularly hear everything a person says. If I get something wrong and the teacher has to explain it again to me and tell me what I'm doing wrong, the first thing they go is like, why aren't you listening to me in class? And I'm like, why do you breathe? Oh my god. Okay, that was rude. I am sorry. But You get what I'm saying? Just please don't say this to a deaf person, because that is not the case at all. I don't know, I mean, in my own personal experience, I feel that as a deaf person, I try really hard and I pay so much attention to what people are saying, even though I might not hear it at all times. And I want to hear what people have to say. So it's really horrible when someone says something like, why aren't you listening to me? Because it's like, I am, but every time I tell someone that I'm deaf with cochlear implants, 9 times out of 10, that person will be like, oh cool. So if someone's shouting at you, or if there's like really loud noises going on, you can just take off your processor so you don't hear anything. And I get what that person's trying to say, and I get how people can think that's cool, but I would never, never, never do that. I think it's just so rude, especially if that person knows that you're deaf and they're shouting at you because you've done something wrong, or I don't know. It's just like, I wouldn't want to take off my processors because I think it's just rude. And regarding loud noises, I like to know what's going on. I get very anxious and very panicky if I don't have my processors on, because I have grown up with it. And to be honest, I really hate it when someone says that to me, because I'm like, no. I mean, I understand the intention, I understand the idea that they're trying to put out there, but it doesn't happen. So I do tend to rely more on lip reading than I do on listening. And when people realize that, or when I tell people I can lip read, the first thing that they go is like, you can lip read? Okay, what am I saying? I can lip read, but I can't lip read idiots. I hate it when people do that. I absolutely hate it, because it's so demeaning, if that makes sense. It's so, okay, I get it, but I can't lip read you because you start mouthing words in a very dramatic and idiotic way, if that makes sense. Like, why? The same goes for someone who finds out that I'm deaf and they start talking really slowly. I mean, come on guys. I joke that I'm weird and I'm not of this earth, but I'm probably not an alien, so you don't need to treat me like one. Please don't do that to us. Especially if we're in a busy restaurant and you say, oh, okay, so what's the person at that table saying? And I'm like, I wear contact lenses. I can't see that. The next thing you should never say to a deaf person is, do you really need subtitles on the TV? Yes. I mean, even if we are capable of hearing, we're not going to be able to follow every single thing that's going on. Especially because I find that actors on TV aren't always so... they don't always articulate perfectly, and especially with different accents and things like that, I have to have the subtitles on just to be able to follow what the person is saying. And also, if the person's also talking really fast, I'm not going to be able to understand what they're trying to say. So I'm like... So yes, I do need subtitles. I once had a friend and her brother teased the heck out of me just because I said that I needed subtitles on the TV. He was sitting on the couch and he was going like, ha ha, ha ha, you deaf people are so stupid. And I was like, do you mind? I'm trying to watch my movie. This is the last thing that you should not say to a deaf person. I had a teacher I've helped multiple teachers who have said this to me. But if you can hear me right now, then you're not really deaf. You've got to be joking. You've got to be kidding me. Like... And yes, I can hear you. But I don't hear you 100%. I don't hear you the same way a normal hearing person would. I don't even know what hearing really sounds like, because I've never experienced it. I've only experienced this mimic of hearing through this device, and I'm very lucky to have it, but I am still a deaf person. I mean, I had one of my second language teachers say to me, because she wanted me to do a listening comprehension, a listening test, and I'm like, okay, you can't really test me via my listening skills at a second language because I'm deaf. It doesn't really work, right? It's like you wouldn't tell a disabled person in a wheelchair just to get up and run. It's really difficult because I don't look deaf, I don't sound deaf, but I still am a deaf person. For some reason, people seem to assume that it's fine because I can hear you, I'm not really that deaf. And that is really not the case. I struggle a lot with a lot of things, as if you watch my previous videos, you know that. So please don't tell someone who has cochlear implants that they're not really deaf, because we still are deaf. We might be able to respond normally, we might be able to talk normally, but we are still deaf people, and I still need support, and I still need people to understand that I am deaf. And so, yeah. Don't say that. So my loves, those are the things that you should not say to a deaf person. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe. It makes my heart so very happy when you do. I hope this video raised a little bit more awareness about this topic, and I hope you all had a great day, and I shall see you in the next video.